I have a question for Mike Collins. What will the command module pilot be doing while the commander and the LEM pilot are on the lunar surface? Will you be doing any special experiments of any type or not while you're up there by yourself? This is while they're on the lunar surface.
I heard the first part, what will I be doing, and specifically the second part?
Are there any specific type of planned experiments that are new that you'll be performing while Neil and Buzz are on the lunar surface?
No, there are no experiments as such. As I said earlier, I hope to determine whether I can see the LEM from 60 miles up, and in addition, I hope to get some detailed navigational sightings on the location of the landed LEM. I will take some optical marks on the LEM if I can see it, and then these marks will be fed into the arithmetic of the computer, which will then be able to determine more precisely the exact latitude, longitude, and altitude of the LEM on the surface. But these really are not experiments as such. They're just part of the overall framework of trying to piece together exactly where the LEM is relative to the command module for the ensuing rendezvous. Other than that, I'll be doing housekeeping chores, of which there are many.
Schiemann, West German TV Channel 2. Could Mr. Armstrong perhaps tell us, is there any legal importance in getting down on the moon? I mean, if you are settled down there, would any area there be the property of the United States or a wider area, or is there absolutely no legal implication?
Well, I think we might refer to this plaque again in the last line. Says, "We came in peace for all mankind." I think that's precisely what we mean.
4am Swedish television. Neil Armstrong said before that it was rather unpleasant to think of the fact that, or the possibility that you would get stuck on the moon. What is the longest time if the ascent stage doesn't fire? And I think Mike Collins said in an earlier interview that he would then have to just leave and go back to the Earth. What is the longest time you can wait between the not firing and the time when Mike Collins would have to go back, the time you would have to work on the moon then to fix whatever was wrong or try to fix it?
Do you have those numbers immediately at hand? I don't have the numbers. Probably would be a matter of a couple days.
At what point in the timeline will the American flag be erected on the moon's surface?
What? It's going to take place when we are both early in the time period when we're both on the surface in order to aid each other with the unstowing and operation, and it also should be at the time period when we have the TV camera placed in such a position that it would be able to see that. I don't mean to sound discouraging, but I don't have high hopes that the picture that we'll be able to send you back from the surface will be nearly so good as those you've been looking at in recent flights from the command module. The camera is somewhat different, and we're somewhat more restricted in the kinds of lenses and the kinds of that we can use and the kinds of lighting we have available to us and the resolution of the camera, and I suspect that you'll be somewhat disappointed with those pictures. I hope that you'll recognize that that is just one of the problems that you face in an environment like the lunar surface, and it'll be some time before you really get high-quality lunar surface pictures back on TV link.
James Byrne, BBC. Colonel Collins, to
To people who are not astronauts, you would appear to have the most frustrating job on the mission, not going all the way. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't feel in the slightest bit frustrated. I'm going 99.9 some percent of the way there, and that suits me just fine. I couldn't be happier to be right where I am.
I'd like to say in that regard that the man in the command module, of course, by himself has a giant-sized job to do. He has to run Buzz's job and my job, along with his own job, simultaneously, and in addition, act as a relay to the ground and be available for any kind of questions that we have to ask him and any at the ground. And it's really about at least a three-man job, and the utmost confidence that Michael's certainly not lack for something to do while he's circling around. And if he can't think of anything else, he can always look out the window to admire the view.
We're coming up on the hour. We've got time for one more question. Over there on the far side.
Yeah.
From your previous experience, in the 2.5 hours or so that you're atop the rocket before actual blast-off, is this a period of maximum tension, rather like being in a dentist's waiting room?
I didn't quite catch. Would you repeat that question, sir?
Is the period when you're actually on top of the rocket just before blast-off, is this wait a period of maximum tension?
Speaking from past experience, I haven't found that to be the case. In Gemini series, you're usually quite busy in that time period, and it's one of the phases of the mission that we have a very high confidence level in. It's nothing new. It's things that have been done before and done very well on a number of occasions, and we're quite sure that booster will go.